probably the first time that most Catholics knew there was a synod at all.
That's Boston's Cardinal Sean O'Malley. He's one of the Pope's closest advisors, part of the kitchen cabinet, 9 hand-picked cardinals who are helping the Holy Father reform and run the church in Rome. And as Francis remakes the Vatican bureaucracy, he's also breaking ground in other ways by getting lay people more actively involved in planning the church's future regarding critical and controversial matters. The most famous recent example, last October's Family Synod that Cardinal O'Malley is speaking about. Before nearly 200 of the world's bishops gathered at the Vatican to examine Catholic positions on contraception, divorce, and same-sex marriage. At the Pope's insistence, questionnaires on these topics were distributed around the world.
It was very interesting, the reaction of our people when we were asked to fill out the questionnaires, and there was people were very happy to be asked and want to be part of the conversation. And so many of the topics are controversial, but certainly the Church's teachings on marriage and family are very clear, but how to live those teachings in today's world and how to reach out to families that are in crisis and are suffering is a very important part of what the new evangelization needs to be about. The Holy Father has described the Church as a field hospital, and we know we need a lot of attention to many of our families who are suffering a lot.
The October meeting was just part 1 in a 2-synod look at families and the Church. Part 2 comes this October and will be even larger.
The first synod was the smaller group, the presidents of conferences, and now there'll be representatives from the various bishops' conferences, and so I'm sure that a lot of people's questions will be answered by what happens in the full synod.
As before, this synod will be held at the Vatican. Then recommendations will be made in another final report to be forwarded to the Pope. And it will be him, and him alone, who will make changes to church practices, if any are to be made. Reporting for Currents, I'm Katie Breidenbach.